Well, let's hope that's the only adjustment I have to make tonight. Hopefully this is going out and the audio is working. I better go check out the audio. According to this, I have audio. Hey, Matthew Camps joined us in the waiting room. In the chat room, not the waiting room. Got the chat room on my mind. And there we go. Twidget is working. Good. So it looks like maybe this is going to work tonight. How's the audio sound, please, Matthew? And I'm not getting anything from Zoom. I don't know if Zoom is hearing me or not. Um, Microphone is the Yeti, and the TV is that, and the TV's got the volume good. Sounds good. Now if I can just get something going over in the Zoom session, if somebody will say something for me. Got Alex is there and Darren is there. Did you get a notification there, or Matthew, on the stream? I think this was my third and final one I could do today. I did two earlier, one with Doug, and then I did a live fish stream releasing the fish that I bought this evening. And now this one. I'm still not hearing anything. Alex is still muted. And Darren's probably asleep, considering it's probably, what, 3:45 in the morning there, his neck of the woods. So, not really expecting much from him tonight. Not right now anyway, maybe later, like in an hour or two. So it's been a busy day for YouTube, Doug's stream. Cool. There was notification, so that's good news. Doug's stream, I stuck around a little longer than I wanted to. We had some things to go do today. Then we had to stop by and see my mom. And then we stopped by and saw the grandchildren, and Grandpa was chased around the yard by 2 3-year-olds and a 2-year-old. But it was fun. It was very enjoyable. I'd do it every day if I could. Just real good times. I think next time we do something like that, I'll get Lorna to take a video of it. So I will upload one more video over on the new channel, and I have to rename it. Obviously, Fish Tank Live, pretty common name, it appears. And I did not realize that. So hopefully I get somebody saying something on Zoom so I can check that out. Maybe Greg will join us. Alex is still muted, and we know Darren's probably sleeping. So hopefully everybody had a decent day. I enjoyed being on Doug's stream. I enjoyed him helping me out. I learned some things. It was fun, and he's getting better at accepting some of my sarcasm. I noticed 1 or 2 times I actually got a little grin out of him, so he's getting there. This is almost like watching a fish. I might as well bring that thing up, huh? Till we get somebody else in Zoom. I could go bring the fish tank up, make it a little bit bigger. Oh, you know what? I don't think the fish tank is live right now. I think the fish tank is... It might be live.
Hey, Ken.
Wow!
By the way,
Huh?
Me or Josh?
Huh?
Who are you talking about?
You.
Me or Josh?
I said Alex is muted, and I would like someone to say something in Zoom.
Oh.
And Darren is asleep. Josh is not even here yet. Aaron's here, you're here, I'm here. Unless somebody snuck in invisibly on me. Which would be kind of neat. Kind of scary, but kind of neat. How much longer did Doug go on today? Oh, wait, I was here when he left. And there's Wintermute. Hello, Wintermute. Good to see you. We get everybody.
Well, I had my computer locked, but I was still waiting for the Zoom. So all of a sudden, I start hearing you talking. Even though my computer's locked, so I knew you started the.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I am live. I am live, and I am alive. Good to see Jeff. Good to see Tony. Josh Kinder Gaming Channel is in the room, in the chat. Good to see him. So why was your computer locked? Did you lock it intentionally or unintentionally?
Intentionally, they always just told us that if you didn't learn anything else in any of these computer classes I took, it's except for one thing, it's always make sure to lock your computer when you leave and go out of the room.
Oh, well. Yeah, you can't trust them doggone dogs. They get on that computer, man, you never know what's going to happen.
That's the reason why I tell Josh, especially because of his living situation.
Right.
Make sure when you leave the room to lock the computer. Don't depend on the screensaver because the screensaver may not work.
Right. How's the audio sound on Zoom, please?
The audio on Zoom is normal. It's fine.
And I'll get someone to give me an audio check on the stream, although I think I've already gotten at least one or two. Matthew says it sounds great, and Tony says audio, video, good. I'll put on the glasses and I can read. All right.
The YouTube screen is good. I just muted myself and turned it on.
Okay. Good. Good. So hopefully I don't have any issues tonight, except no one showing up. Probably everybody's all zoomed out and YouTube streamed out. Been quite a long day for that, if you think about it. It was nice to see everyone over on the releasing of the fish a while ago. I really appreciated that. Only got 17 hours to go, and I can go live on the fish channel itself. I do need to rename it.
Doug went on for.
Do I?
Doug went on for 2 hours, 53 minutes, and 39 seconds today.
That's about his norm anymore, right around 3 hours. I felt like he got some things accomplished.
Right, but it was funny. My wife said about it, and she better all be out on my. I thought that was amusing. She was like, it's been worth it.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, Saturday it makes for with Doug's and yours, it makes for a long.
And Josh, when he does his games, it makes for a super long.
It's three YouTube streams and possibly 3 Zooms in one day.
Yeah. Well, we didn't get home until a little after 8:30, I think it was. So that already puts us behind the curveball. And then Lauren was cooking dinner, and she actually got done about 10 o'clock, and I tried to eat it as quickly as I could, which is probably not the smartest thing to do. And then right after dinner, I took my meds, which I should have waited a little bit, but that's out of the way too.
Well, I called this particular job that's the closest to me that I was hoping to get in person. I told you I know somebody. I went to school with somebody that works there. They got hired there.
Right.
It says on the job description that you have to get a certification within 90 days of getting hired for their particular software.
Right.
So I had the bright idea of, hey, what if I try to get the certification before I get hired, or try to increase my chances of getting hired because they already know I have the certification. So I called that guy. He says, well, Alex, typically there's not a certification that you normally get before you get hired.
Okay.
Because typically the company pays for the certification, and the company that makes the software that they resell they get the company that I'm working for gets the licenses or whatever for that software or just certifications for free to give to the employees, but he'll check on it for me and let me know next week sometime.
All right.
Monday or Tuesday. So I just thought it'd be a good idea, you know. Because how many people that work there actually have the certification before they get hired?
Probably very little to none. Hi, Jeff.
He said there was only one other person that already had the certification before he got hired there, and it was because he had already previously been working for another company somewhere else that does the same thing.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Something similar. So
Okay.
he had already had that same certification before going to work at this particular place.
I did like
I
how
thought that might give me a little edge.
gives you a leg up, so to speak. Gives you an advantage, I'm sure. So, I was kind of impressed how Doug put the Zoom in his spot. Yep, we're all still at Doug. He likes us. He's not going to kick us out. We all offered to chip in 50 cents toward his rent, and he said, okay. So, winter... Do
But
what?
the problem was I had to make it bigger so it would fit my screen so I could see what he was doing.
There comes Greg. So Wintermute, the clocks that are running are the first ones that you sent. And I wanted to give you a shout out with you being here. Thank you very much. We have expanded them on the right hand, and we have actually not gotten where we want on the left hand. We have 8 clocks on a blue screen, but they all have the same time on them. So we're kind of picking apart what you sent to try to figure out to get the time zones. And Jeff, I wasn't kidding about last night. I got this crazy idea right after you left that, well, I'll just keep one, delete the rest, and then we can add the time zones as we see fit. No. That was the wrong thing to do. And I did say, let's at least get 8 clocks back so when Jeff comes over here tonight, we don't look like we're... And when I say we, I mean me. Don't look like I'm a total idiot. So...
It's just hacking it till it works.
Oh, we hacked it until we got it back, believe me. So...
30 years ago, I wrote a C program like that when I knew nothing about C, but I figured it out. And the damn routines I wrote are still in use today,
Nice.
nearly 30 years ago.
Well, it was fun. I enjoyed piecing it back together and getting it to work. And I look forward to tackling it to figure out the time zones. And I'm wanting to get Wintermute to join us on the after stream Zoom so we can listen to his guidance and maybe he can speed this process up a little bit.
I have no idea. I was just guessing that depending upon which directory you pointed at, one of those layers in there has something to do with the time zone.
Well,
That's a guess.
at one point in time, we had 4 clocks, but they weren't horizontally lined up. It was clock, 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 and one of them was an hour behind the other ones, but not in the right order. So, my goal last night was to get it back to where we had it to begin with.
One of those levels in the directory structure we're looking at has got to be a time zone.
I agree.
I didn't get a notification that you went live, and that's what I was waiting for.
And do what, Josh?
I didn't get a notification that you went live, and that's what I was waiting for.
Well, I see Greg's already down the rabbit hole there.
Yeah, he is. Matthew Kemp said he did get a notification. He said I got on YouTube and checked notifications and saw I was live.
I did not. I don't know.
I didn't get anything either.
I might have exceeded my 3 streams then. I'm not sure.
You might have gotten one of your earlier ones or something.
That could be. Yeah, because when I did the one on releasing the new fish, I thought, is this my second or my third? And it might have been my third. He put a link. Wintermute put a link in chat. Clocks are configured here, so I'll go ahead and open that up. And
So we got to get them blocks on my desktop. on my background.
Working on it for you, Josh. We're working on it. I still have the 2 from earlier loaded up. Just gotta make some adjustments here. So the clocks provided in this page can be placed on your website or
You
blog.
already have a clock on your computer. A clock.
Yeah, but I don't like that much. Kind of old.
Yeah, like this. The clocks display current time even if the user's computer clock is wrong. And then in parentheses it says, Ken Stout. They know me. I'm known already. Did adjust for daylight savings?
When I tried to copy that HTML code to put it on the back into our website, that did work.
Oh yeah, we got.
Yeah, I would take one of those levels there, the thing for 1 clock, and put it in the screen here and see if we can figure out from there.
We could do that. I could
Just for one of them.
figure out maybe how to. Well,
we
we
know what time it's already showing, right? Or we know what time zone it's in. Just
sort of kind of. Well, we've got Wintermute here in chat. He can maybe walk us through it. So, sure. Let me kick in the old gray matter and
we can tell what time zone it's showing now.
remember how to do that. Give me just a second,
It
Alex.
says here, if more than 2 clocks are used, a separate link to timeanddate.com should be provided on the page.
Oh, excuse me. There's Tom K. All right, let me think how I do this. Okay. Hey, Gary. Well, I'm just saying, hey, I thought I saw you sneak in.
Are they just saying that for to cover their butts? Because like each clock, if you mouse over it, is a link to time and date.
I don't know why they would be doing that.
But I think you can click on the clocks, and if you click on them, it's a link to the website.
Okay, so now hopefully everybody is seeing the same thing, which is the Zoom and Twidget, maybe, hopefully.
Yep.
If nothing else, just Zoom. That's fine. Now let me move that over there. Hopefully this doesn't screw up the Zoom when I move it over here. I'm going to keep it the same size. And I'm going to move clocks over here and make it full screen. The problem with me doing that is I don't see anything on. Hold on a minute. There we go. Okay, this will work, I think, maybe. Let me see what happens with.
Should.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see if. Okay, hold on. I forgot. I gotta change the source to. I think it's this one. And then that one. Yep, that's right. Now everybody's looking at the same sheet of music in that we have the clocks. And go back and continue. So, Wintermute, please help us out. So, somebody pick a clock. Give me one to pick. Eeny, meeny.
That burgundy one looks pretty good.
This one?
Now,
This
over
one.
left, there.
Fifth one on the fifth one on the bottom row.
Oh my God, can you guys ever agree on anything? You're saying this one, Alex? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, this one?
Saying the blue one. The fifth one, yeah, like that one.
I'm going to manipulate it anyway, but let's grab this one first, and maybe I can do that. Maybe I can get this one second. We'll try it. So we'll hit continue. And then I'm going to get rid of the border because I'm not a big border guy. Hopefully that went away. We don't want the gradient, do we? Or do we like the gradient? There's without a gradient. there's with a gradient.
I think with it looks better.
All right, we can do that. Now, we'll just leave everything there as is. We'll hit continue. And then hit that all in one page link. I did click the link, and this is what it took me to.
Okay, thanks. Oh, okay, thank you so much. Yeah, that's why I bought it. Okay, great, thanks, man. You don't have to have. Okay, great, thanks, man. I appreciate it. You're welcome.
Hey, Josh. Well, I'll catch up with him in a minute. Okay, so I don't want to. Well, I'll just put that back there in the background. Okay, so top right of the page where you are at. Okay, sure. Hit that all in one page link. All in one page link. Oh, right here? Okay. Now what are we doing? Oh, okay, I see. It puts it all on one page. Gotcha. Follow you. Okay, so the tick marks, I don't really see tick marks. So I'm going to leave those all as is. And actually, I'm good with how this looks for now. So now the next thing we want to do is bring this over to what? Does anyone remember? Because I don't. I know we want to highlight it.
Copy paste it and put it in a notepad.
Okay, sure. Notepad. Well, did I copy it?
Yes.
I did copy it. I highlighted it, but did I copy it? Apparently I did not. That's why I asked. So Control C, Notepad, Control V. Now it's copy pasted. Then we want to save it as an HTML file, correct?
Yeah.
Did you pick location? No, I don't think I did. But for right now, let's go with maroon.clock.html. And then change this to all files and save that for now. Now, Wintermute is asking, did we pick location? So I'm going to minimize this and go look for location. Oh, you talking about right? Oh. Sorry. Yeah, for right now, Indianapolis, Indiana, that's fine. Now so if I go check out my documents, boy, does this sound familiar. Here we go. And there it is. Hopefully everybody's seeing that.
Yep.
Now, Wintermute, if you don't mind, how do I add the second clock? Or do I have to do that before I save all this? Or the Zoom, Jeff, Greg, Gary, Alex, whoever else is
I
there.
would say that you could get another one and paste it underneath where you put the other one in the file
Okay.
after getting the different time zone.
Okay. So let's
And just have some spacing in it like that thing you were doing last night. Just for
let's go.
clarity if you want.
Let's go grab that one for Alex, and then we'll click the.
I got an idea. Why don't we have a different clock? Why don't you have a different clock for every time zone?
That would take up a lot of space. You want to make them the same size, whatever you do.
Correct, but I'm trying to get back to the all-in-one. I'm still there. So this time zone will be. Can I type in the location? No. Time zones. Pick a time zone. This one I want to be. Oh damn it! This is getting more and more difficult by the second. I want to put in a central Indianapolis, nearby locations. Here we go. Use this one, and we're gonna leave everything as is for now, as far as everything else goes. And then we're gonna copy and paste this into the Same notepad.
Right, just space down a little bit.
Yep. There we go. Control V. Now we're going to save it again. Because we already know it's maroonclock.html. We're just adding this clock, so we'll save it. We'll minimize it. We'll come over here to Documents. We'll go over to Maroon Clock, double click it. Actually, we'll close this one out first. Then we'll go back over to Documents and double click it. And there we go. Now, we need to space that a little bit apart. So
now they aren't exactly the same size either.
No, they actually are not, are they?
Well, blue one's smaller.
Oh, is that Rick?
That can probably be adjusted.
Yes, it's me.
Oh, hey Rick. I don't know when you snuck in. So that's on medium. Yeah, they're both medium as far as that goes.
Well, we learned last night how to adjust some of those.
Yes, we did. I don't know about you, but I've already forgot.
No, I know where they are.
SZ for size.
SZW and SZH.
Yeah.
Sections of
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay, so let's grab another one for the next time zone.
Do we have anybody in Mountain?
No, I don't think we do.
So Pacific.
Well, Jason might be in Mountain. He's in Colorado. I don't know if that's...
Yes,
Mountain.
Colorado is in Mountain.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay, well, let's just grab this one. And then we'll go over here and grab... now, can I type in Colorado, you think?
What about Kaplan?
We'll get to her in a moment. Let's not put the cart before the horse, so to speak.
I believe she switches between Eastern time zone and Central, if I'm not mistaken.
She said she's on the same time zone as I am.
I thought I'm good.
Well, she used to be on the same time zone as me, so that's what I'm saying, Greg. Part of the time she's on my time zone, part of the time she's on your time zone.
Yeah, it's very odd, actually. Okay, so then I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. Control C. Go back to our notepad. 1, 2, 3. Control V. Save it. And close it. So we got 2. We'll close that out. We'll go to Documents. Well, this is sort of kind of techish. We'll open it. And there we go. Now we have 3. So, hey, Jason, good to see you. Thank you for saying hello to Jason for me, Wintermute. I appreciate that. Okay, so now we need to add in the Pacific, the West Coast, right?
Yep.
For now.
For Vegas and for Nevada and California.
Right, yeah, you're always Pacific though, aren't you, Judge F?
Yep.
Since it's going to be Pacific Standard, you pick the clock.
I've got that thing pinned, but it's kind of fuzzy on there. How about the second one from the right end on the bottom row?
This one? Chinese. Okay, it's Chinese, but okay.
I can't see what it is. I could just see the colors.
It says Chinese, but
all right.
we can change the characters, I believe.
Well, let me see. How about the bright red one then?
This one?
I can't read what's on the screen by having this thing enlarged. All the letters are fuzzy.
Yeah, I need to get that fixed. I'll go with apple red, and we're going to change it to Las Vegas, which is the same as the Pacific PST. So that's good. We won't change anything else for now. We will grab it, Control C. We will 1, 2, Control V. We will save it. We will minimize Documents, and there they are. Cool. Now I want to add 2 more. I want to add one for Darren for now and one for Catherine. So I'll close this. Is Darren awake yet? Has he said anything?
Haven't heard anything.
Okay. Well
He
then.
basically showed up for a little bit and left the room and was never on Doug's screen. After Doug showed up, he left the room.
I'll pick it for him. Wow. We already had that. Now, yeah, we'll leave that. We haven't changed anything else, so why start now? So, Control C this.
What time zone did you pick?
He's in a weird one. I don't know what it's called.
What he's in the where? Scotland? Something?
United Kingdom.
Newcastle,
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we'll go back over to here. Documents. And there they are. Now, I'll add one more clock, and then guess what we get to do next? Anybody?
Post it.
No. We still have to modify this a little bit more. Bueller. We have to add the time zones, don't we? Don't we want to go in there and don't we want to put in here? We want to space them, and we want to put. Yeah, we want to label them. Do we not?
yeah.
Okay.
That's more work.
Yeah. Well, I know. That is
Let
true.
people guess which time.
There you go. Empty pink. Oh, that can be Catherine. This will probably be easier to find by location.
Colombia?
Brazil or Colombia?
Isn't it Colombia?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Bogota? There we go. And to keep in the same thing that we've been doing, we won't change anything yet. We will go to the notepad. 1, 2, paste it. Save it. Close it. Open it. Documents. Double click. And Eastern, Central, Colorado, Pacific, United Kingdom, and Bogota. Now, hopefully, we can do two things. We can change the color of the background to something, and we can add in at least EST, CST, MST, PST, whatever Darren's is, and whatever
Gonna try and space
Catherine's
them a little
is.
bit first.
We should space them, yes. Good point, Jeff. Good point. Well, you're just racking up the I'm not going in the waiting room points, aren't you?
No, if you put me in the waiting room, then I can take a nap.
That was almost a gym moment right there. I'm glad I caught that. Okay, do you know any HTML? I personally do not.
I've only looked at stuff a tiny bit, but we did some stuff last night that changed the spacing a little bit.
Well, we did, but I don't remember how we did that. So let's
Well, we were changing the sizes of the boxes around.
let's go make this full screen so we can. I think we changed this right here, was it not?
No, that changes the size of the clock.
Okay.
Now,
It was the one that was 210 on the right.
Over here. I don't think we have any 210s though, do
well,
we?
we had height and width down below was the ones where the size of the box is.
Okay, well,
This width equal 110, height 110, and they're making it the same size as the clock. If you make the 110s bigger on one of them, see if that doesn't.
all right. So, are you talking about right here, Jeff? On this?
No, down at the bottom.
No,
where it
down-
says
down-
Oh, right here.
Yep.
So, okay. So let's make this just
Say like 150 just for that.
okay. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Or
So
140,
delete,
130,
delete.
Whatever you want to do.
Make them both 150.
Yeah. Keep a square box.
Keep the square box.
Yeah, you save it and look at it. We'll see what it does to one of them.
Gotcha. So save, minimize, open, documents. Holy cow! What did it do?
Moved it up.
Now, which one did you change? The first one?
The first one, yes. I thought. Okay, let's close that. Go back into there. Yeah, I changed the first one. Right between, I think it's break, or Matthew Kemp says, see the N105, that's the location. Yes, we got that. We're good with that. What we're trying to do now, Matthew, is we're trying to space them out all on the same row at the top.
You lowered some of the other ones. I would have expected it to lower the first one since it had a bigger box on all sides, I thought. But it didn't work that way, so what's it doing?
Okay, there we go. 150, 110 puts everything kind of sort of back to the right location. So now let's close this.
Okay, but why don't we have more space above the first clock?
I don't know.
110 height, and then we changed it to 150 height. I would have expected that to add 20 on the top and the bottom, and on the left and the right.
Well, I'm going to try something here. I'm going to put the exact
But
same
I clearly
figures in
don't
here.
understand.
I'm going to change this to a 5. And leave that 110. I'll save it. And if this does what I hope it will do.
Yeah,
Did I save that?
yeah.
Hey, did I ever ask you guys about Animal House?
Yes, it is.
Cool, look what it did. It moved the blue clock over. So I'm gonna repeat that procedure real fast on these 4 clocks. And then we can go from there. So I want to change the height.
For the width, wasn't it?
I don't know. Great, Jeff. Damn it, I can't remember your names. You expect me to remember which one of these I'm doing? Come on. It was the width, I believe. Hey, Gary. Is Gary still with us?
Yes, sir.
What kind of messed up state are you running where somebody's suing the owner of a car that took it to a dealership? The car killed a guy. Now they're suing the owner of the car. I don't get that.
No, that's one I think Jeff and I were talking about the other day.
Yeah, Steve Lano had a thing on that.
That is crazy.
Oh, it'll probably get past.
Well,
get past
the reason they're suing the owner, and what the explanation
the
I heard,
pockets.
because of some laws there, the worker, the family of the worker who was killed, can't sue the garage owner because there's a law preventing employees from suing the owners. So they're just going after anybody else they can think of.
Right.
And somebody that has deep pockets.
Right.
Basically, you and I have no money compared to the next one up.
The car dealership wouldn't have deeper pockets than the owner of the car itself?
Well, but they're prohibited by law from going after the owner of the dealership
That's kind of silly, but okay.
because he's the employer of the guy that's killed.
And the guy that killed him, as far as that
Yep.
goes.
Yep.
Okay, so that spaced it out. I might want to play around and get it a little bit more spaced. So, Wintermute, hopefully we have your seal of approval thus far. Now I need to figure out how to add in the names of the individual clocks. And I implore you, I'm not going to beg. Oh, yes, I am. Please. Do what, Jeff?
What does the first clock look like now? Is that the same as the others, having a 150 and a 110?
Oh, you know what? Yeah.
Or did you leave them both 150?
Everything should be 150, 110, 150, 110, 150, 110. But let's go double check that. We'll go to the top.
The first one or not?
So the first one's 150, 110.
Okay, all right, you did.
150, 110, 150, 110, 150, 110, 150, 110, and 150, 110. Cool. Now, let's, we're doing good so far. I mean, you guys are doing good so far. How do we put in,
the background?
I think I would rather put a title in first as far as the clocks go.
Have you got the one you saved from last night?
Oh, yeah, maybe, sort of, kind of. I think I do.
Because something in there you fixed to change the background, so you should look at that at the time you want to change the background.
The background, I believe, in all seriousness, was right up here at the top, and it was only about 4 lines long.
It's a separate line of code,
Right.
and that's why I was wondering if you saved the one from last night.
You know I didn't. I mean, you know I did.
Okay, well then go ahead and do your labels or whatever now. Then you can change the background later if you got the other one saved.
After height equal 110, put okay, so I'm guessing he wants me to put in funny looking brackets the BR and then the city name. I'm almost 99% sure I do have it. So let's go into here. After height, before the iframe. So after height and before the iframe, right here, I'm guessing, he says, then put the city name. So the first one should be
Right at in between the brackets of the 110, the greater than and less than sign.
right.
The
He's
right,
got
left brackets.
right. So he's got after height equal 110. Put BR. So do I put BR in here, then the city name, or do I reverse the brackets like he's got it in chat? Like,
Well, right there, stick a left bracket, BR, right bracket, and then the city name, all right there. I think is what he's saying.
I honestly don't know, but we'll give it a shot. So BR
I used to know what BR meant. I
Break.
can't remember.
stands for break, I believe. And then we're going to put EST.
Yeah, it's a line break.
And then we'll leave that like that. We'll save it. Very worst this is going to do is not work. Line break. Winter degrees. Line break.
Yep.
So I saved it. And we'll go open up documents. Double click. And for some odd, stupid reason, this time it opened on the other side. And it did not put anything in there. So I did that wrong.
What?
Well, there's no wording on here anywhere. So I clearly did that wrong. So let's put this.
Did you already look at it?
Yeah, right here.
Oh.
So let me close that. Let me move
Did
this.
you close out that one and reopen it?
Yeah, I can. So I'm going to double click it again. And then I'll just bring it over here by itself this time. Again, there's nothing there. So I'm guessing I did that wrong. So let's go back into here. I think this is wrong right here. After height equals 110, put, and then colon, put, which we did. Sorry, was not sure if it would work. I used tables to get to the cities, and the DIVS would work too. No worries. No worries. We'll figure it out.
I've got a simple as crap HTML file on my other computer someplace. Let me look at it.
Huh? No, not right now.
I'll just copy that.
Damn it.
So,
But if you take your BR out of where it is, delete the bracket that's on the right, and then insert the BR in between those two brackets.
so take this and put it right here.
Now, take the BR, copy it, cut it out of there,
Okay.
then remove the two brackets that you put in, or one bracket rather,
Which is this one.
yeah,
Okay.
and then take your BR and insert it between the other two brackets.
So get rid of the BR here and put the BR in there.
Right.
Okay. We'll save it. Minimize it. Should be good anyway. Double click it. No, nothing there. This is where it gets fun. This part was easy, so that you knew this was not going to go. Him, Wintermute says, nope. Yeah, we know. Okay. After height equals, after this, put break, then city name. After last iframe, put the city name in. So let's get rid of this. And then let's get rid of that. And then he's saying after the iframe, put city name, maybe. And I'll wait for confirmation in chat. Unless we have to put in there. No, let's give this a shot. So he said after the iframe, put in that. We'll save it. Awesome. Not an awesome, but awesome. There's EST. Now we just got to figure out how to put it right down here. So that is cool. So before we jump the gun and put CST and MST
Well,
and
then
DST.
put the break right before the EST and drop it down a line.
Put the break right here.
Although that may move the rest of the clocks down too, since it's outside the iframe.
I have no clue. I kind of wanted to keep that up there so I could look at both chat and this clock to try to maybe last frame at the end of file, put last iframe at the.
Oh, okay, all right. Go clear to the end of the file where there's the last iframe.
So get rid of this.
You're going to move the EST, CST, etc., all that down, clear to the end.
Gotcha.
If you put a break clear down there and leave the clocks where they are and drop down a line and put the words. You've got to put your line break at the end of all the clocks. Is what he's saying.
Okay, so I understand that. No. So put a break here and then down here put everything else.
Well, go, I can't see where you are. All the way at the end of the file.
I am.
You have it. It's not showing on the screen.
I've
All
got.
the way at the end of the file after your last iframe, put a break.
Okay,
the brackets, BR, end of bracket, and then the
Oh wait,
ES.
that is not the end of it. Wow, that's crazy. Hold on. I thought it was at the end. My bad. Now I'm at.
All the way to the end of the last clock.
Yep. It's where I'm headed. Okay,
Get
so.
rid of the other EST up there too at some point.
Okay, yeah, I got rid of it. So put a break in
It's
here.
still showing someplace.
BR. And now put in
Right
ES.
bracket. And then all your words, and you'll have to adjust spacing between the words.
So
You know.
put this bracket in, right?
Right, now EST, CST, mountain, etc. No. You don't need another bracket. I don't think. You just need the words.
How much space do you think we should put in there? Well, let's just see if it works. CST, MST, PST,
Space you can play with once you see it works.
UK, and whatever Columbia is considered. We'll just put Columbia for now. File, save, minimize, open, documents. It's a good seriously, because there they are. Now we just got to figure out the spacing, right?
Right, so you need some space before the EST, and then just play with it until you get the space right. If you want the words darker, there's a way to bold them. I have an example of that someplace if I can find it.
Wintermute put in the chat table, first frame, TD. That's not. Oh, TD equals cell, TR equals row. Boy, this is fun. I'm going to close this. I'm going to bring up this. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2.
There's probably
3.
somebody that has posted a video of how to write HTML, like a full course, 10-hour video. All Ken has to do is watch that whole 10-hour video from start to finish, and see, and he'll learn.
Yeah, right. Everything I looked at last
I don't
night
think he's gonna do
used
that.
different commands than what we're seeing in the file there.
Well, that didn't really change anything, did it?
You need that too, Josh, but instead of
Oh,
how to
okay,
write
he's saying
you need
HTML
that
is no
how to use
place.
a computer.
Okay, what he's telling you to do is make a table, and then you can adjust the width of the columns in the table until they're underneath the clocks. Then the words will end up underneath the clock if you put them inside the table.
Okay, give me a second here. Let me get my setup back to where I know what I'm doing, because right now I'm kind of lost here. Where's the doggone... Oh, don't tell me I lost chat. I lost chat. Hold on. That's not it. That's the one I'm working on for Josh. Oh, I just screwed this up. That's not it. That's not it. There's the one from last night, Jeff. You asked me about. Get a little bit of positive out of here. It says HTML body style equals background dash color orange background no repeat URL.
Right, you can add some of that up at the top later. Once you get the words and or the flags or whatever else you want in there.
Yeah, let me go get chat back.
Okay, he said, yeah, Wintermute said I had it, but I was trying to think of what he meant. You're going to make a table, and you can adjust the width of the columns in the table, and you'll put whatever word or the time zone or location or whatever in the cell of the table. And then it'll show up underneath the clocks when you get the width of the columns in the table adjusted correctly.
Okay, so we're going to get rid of all of this then, correct? The break, the EST, CST, MSPST, and all that. We don't need it.
Yeah. Well, I guess you can probably leave the break. That'll put the table down a line. But
Okay. All right.
if it doesn't, then you can remove the break later.
So can I copy and paste what he's saying in there and then make the adjustments that need to be made?
He's got some et ceteras in there. I don't know how to set the width of the stuff. I understand what he's trying to do, but I don't know enough HTML to set the width of it.
I'm guessing we have to take the et ceteras out. So do we add the number where the TR? Do we add it after the TR and after the TD? Do we put the
That I
equal
don't
sign?
know. Yeah, Wintermute will have to tell you. I'm at the limit of what I can figure out from what he said.
Put this file in my share folder and I will edit it. Okay, I can do that. Maybe.
Was he's got a shared folder on
Yeah,
it.
he shared the original one with me, and now I've got to figure out how to share this back to him.
Well, just
Save it. Yes.
yeah, save the thing, copy it over to his folder.
Sure.
Nice to have somebody around that knows what the hell they're doing.
Something that you can upload.
Well, I appreciate his help. I am enjoying the hell out of doing this. It's so much fun to do. So now I'm gonna put this here. Control A, Control C.
Check your Zoom chat messages, please.
You talking to me?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Control A, Control C. That gets that there. Let me.
Well, you've got it in a file. Just copy that file to the shared folder. You don't have to make a new file for it.
Bring this over here. No, I don't know. Yeah, no, yeah, that's true. Sure. I think I can do what I'm trying to do. We'll know here in a moment. So I need to know if Zoom is back to normal, and it looks like the stream might be back to normal. Okay, progress was made there. Bear with.
There's this big guy in the middle of Zoom. Oh, I guess I had you pinned.
I did that because I wanted to see what he was doing on the screen.
Oh, you made me. How did you do that? Anybody can pin me?
Yep.
Yeah, I pinned
But on your personal screen.
Right, I pinned you, but that was only on my screen.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
That's good.
I sort of kind of
I
got
was
it.
trying to enlarge it so I could see the words on what you were doing.
Yeah, I think what I should have done is I should have whatever that's called to begin with, but that's fine. This is the link. Okay, I'll screw this up, I know, but so I'm going to open that link, and then I want to share this with him. So how do I add this in there? Oh, I got to check my chat. Hold on. My bad. I don't even have to open that, do I, Alex? No.
Not unless you want to.
Well, I know it's going to be a 10-hour course on what we're doing, right?
Right.
Okay, so waiting room, anyone? Okay. How do I share this? I open that up.
Okay, have you got the shared folder where he sent you the other stuff?
Yes.
He's got the link. He's got the
Drag
link.
and drop it. Drag and drop
Drag
there,
and
I
drop the
think.
file into the folder.
Yeah, you guys make it sound like I can do this. Okay, so hold on.
Or copy the file and paste it into the folder. The whole thing. I mean, not from within the file. Just get out of the file and copy the file and drop it in the folder. With a Control
What
V.
are you doing, Jim?
However you want to do it.
Well, I'm going to try to do it the easiest way I know how to do it. Drop files instantly to upload them for Ken. Okay. Uploading one item. One upload complete. Wintermute, would you mind seeing if you got it for me, please?
What are you
This,
doing, Jim?
this calls for a drink. I'm telling you.
I know. I've tried to send. I've tried to.
Jeff.
I've tried to put my.
Just copy.
I've tried to put my PowerPoints and my videos in a folder, in a shared folder for Sound Guy at church, and let me tell you, it doesn't work too well.
Okay, so he's got it. I'm going to guess he says, I see maroonclock.html now, so hopefully he's got it. I'm gonna let him take it from here. This is good. We got it where we want it. I've got the basics where I can go mess around with it later on, but he's been a wonderful help so far. Jeff, you've been great.
We're not going to continue.
Well,
We're not going to continue this subject for the next week.
I probably could. I mean, it is me that's
Try to
doing
watch
it.
you suffer through it.
What we should do is that we should examine what he does and see if we can figure out the stuff he did and why it worked. To where you learn something.
Hey, Ken, I sent you a link in chat to html.com, and it's for beginners. And it explains what all those codes are and what they do.
I'm looking at it right now.
How you doing, Jim?
Like TR.
All right.
Yep, I got it. Jeff, actually, what you just said is great. I wish there were a way we could get him on Zoom. He could share his screen if he wouldn't mind, and
Well, when you get the file back, we can look at it.
we can compare it. Sure.
And I know I had done a tiny bit of this stuff to make things bold and italic and that sort of thing, and I know how to do that simple crap like that. I know nothing about tables
doesn't
or
have
whatever.
even though Wintermute doesn't have a microphone and a webcam, I think since he at least has speakers, I think he can join Zoom and at least share his screen.
How do we know he doesn't have a webcam and a microphone? Did he say that?
He said in chat last video that you did, I think it was on the fish tank video, that he didn't have a
Okay.
microphone.
Okay. That's cool. So you think he could still do this?
I think Zoom will let him, as long as it can detect that you have a speaker, like he has speakers on his computer.
Mm-hmm.
As long as Zoom can detect that you have
Okay.
speaker
Well,
on your computer, it will let you connect and be able to at least share your screen.
Alex is correct. No mic, no cam. Okay. Good observation there, Mr. Professor. That gives you one of your waiting rooms back. You still got 5 more that you're going in the waiting room.
It's from one side, I'd like to see him get along enough. So.
And yeah, you've got 2 to join him with, Josh. That shut him up, didn't it? Look at Alex smile. Hey, Alex, you were grinning. Don't try to get the scowling face
Josh
now.
Needs, instead of an 11-hour HTML course, Josh needs a course, an 11-hour course of how to obey his admin.
Oh, never. That's never going to
Never
happen.
happened.
Yeah. 2 of us said it at the same
Shot
time.
at the tide not coming in.
Yes.
Well, I gotta give him credit for something. He downloaded something he downloaded game today all on his own.
Good. And he put Teamviewer on his aunt's computer all on his own, right?
No, OBS.
OBS.
Whatever. He put something on his aunt's computer, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. God, I'm so picky. No, not Teamviewer, OBS. I'll be right back.
Or why in the world would he put OBS on his aunt's computer?
You can't wait to hear this explanation. I'll be right back.
One side streaming from it.
So when he's at his aunt's house, he can live stream.
Oh, okay.
But I'm watching go up and play.
His aunt has. It's just he's like my situation. His aunt's got really good, better internet than he's got, but a crappy computer. He's got a good computer, but worse internet than his aunt's got. It's the exact same situation I'm in.
Gonna watch it blow up. Boom.
If only I could use my computer on the college's gigabit internet connection. That would really be make it really be fast. I mean,
What's your speed, Alex? Down?
between 50 and 60 down and 10 up.
That's close to being adequate for like a single device putting
Well, they're not
Having
gonna
stuff
do it
down.
live stream tomorrow. I'm probably going to do it for an hour.
I got like, I don't know, I've got at least 10, say probably 10 to 13 devices depending on who's home, what kind of 10 to 13 devices connected all the time.
Are they all actively getting data all the time?
No, they're not, but we're talking about our security system, the printer,
Well, a lot of those are only active sporadically.
yeah, they're not all active at the same
When I was in Aiken, South Carolina, I had like 20 down and 2 or 3 up.
Ooh.
It was part of a package deal from Atlantic Broadband there, and
Now,
I could watch YouTube videos on one device with that. Sometimes they didn't work too well, but most of the time it was adequate for one device to watch YouTube.
Well, even with only 50 down here, there's sometimes that, you know, there's 3 of us in the house, so there's sometimes I'm streaming, you know, like right now I'm on YouTube and on Zoom, and my mom and dad could be on YouTube at the same time, and I wouldn't notice any decrease.
Now, are you streaming TV shows over that as well as something like Netflix or Hulu?
Sometimes we have Amazon Prime, which includes Amazon Video, so sometimes I'll watch.
All right, so sometimes you're actually streaming TV stuff as well. Right.
Alex,
Yes, Josh?
can you text me my streaming key with nothing YouTube?
No,
I can find it.
no. You have to get the streaming key. You have to go to YouTube. Go to YouTube, click on Go Live, and that will give you the streaming key. That's all you gotta do.
Okay. And it won't be different than what it is now?
It will be the same one.
Okay.
As long as you're not trying to stream on 2 different devices at the same time. You don't need a different streaming key. You can
So
read
where
the
do I
same one.
put that in OBS?
Go in the settings and you put it under stream and select YouTube from the drop down and click on use stream key advanced and then put the stream key in there.
So it will be in my settings?
Yes, the OBS settings. And just so you know, tomorrow I'll be at church and at my Nana's tomorrow, so I won't be able to answer the phone.
Warm up some of the coffee, please.
But yeah, even with all 3 of us, you know, doing stuff on our phones, I don't ever notice any slowdown.
Does anyone happen to know what United Kingdom and or Colombia's time zones are? And I see BH Ringer has joined us in the chat room,
Google is your friend.
but I don't see him in Zoom yet. And Wintermute, do you do HTML as part of your job, or just as something you find interesting? And please don't tell me you've learned all this from Google. Oh, I've learned all this from Google.
Yes, I have.
Jeff or Greg.
Well, that's the answer for most of what I've learned.
Time zone abbreviation for Colombia is COT.
COT.
What it says,
Wonder what that stands for.
it's Greenwich Mean Time -5. So that probably is like either Eastern or Central here.
Former web developer, been 20 years though. Okay. Wow, I'm impressed.
Hey, Ken,
Yes, sir.
to bold text in HTML, you want to use greater than, lowercase, bravo, and greater than. That will bold your text.
Greater.
When you're done with the folder, you put a /B inside the brackets on the other end.
So greater than B, greater than / bravo.
Or less than, right? Start with less than.
Which slash, the one on the question mark or the one below the backspace key?
Oh God, now you guys are gonna confuse me.
Start with the one on the comma. And the right bracket's the one on the period, at least on my keyboard.
Yeah.
That would be the one on the. Oh, okay. Gotcha. I'm looking at my
And
keyboard.
a little b starts it, and a forward slash little b ends it.
Okay.
And if you want italics, you just substitute an I for the B.
Okay. So can you change that size, or is it just going to be whatever that size is?
Well, the size is done by something else.
Figures.
Now, the text that you want to insert has to be bracket, lowercase, INS, bracket.
INX is an X-ray?
India, November, Sierra.
Oh, INS.
Short for insert.
Ooh, ready?
What other commands you want to know?
Six
I got
winning,
them all.
6 winning lottery numbers, please.
It's not listed in HTML.
Darn it. Everybody ready for Mother's Day tomorrow?
Nope.
My mom's dead, so there you go.
We took my mom's plant over to her tonight, and I'll surprise Lauren with something in the morning, dandelion out of the yard or something.
We're
Don't
going
even ask me about Mother's Day, because I don't even talk to my dad.
Just heard her door close.
we're going to my Nana's church tomorrow.
How far away is that?
30 minutes. 35 minutes. We're gonna leave here about 10 because their service starts about 10:30, 10:45 for actual service, but Sunday school starts at like 9:30, I think.
Wintermute, have you ever done any XML?
Extended markup language.
A lot of software that I would use if I were still doing consulting now puts a lot of its input data in XML, which just drives me up the frickin' wall.
And Tom K says yes. Wintermute says yes. So I guess we have. Oh, Tom knows how to do this stuff too. Cool.
And I don't see the point in putting it in XML when you could just have plain text for most of the stuff in the codes I formerly used. But a lot of them are being influenced by a bunch of damn computer science majors now who think you have to have a fancy file formats to do anything.
So I got a quick question on the fish tank. I changed the way the water is being distributed, and it looks like it calmed the fish down a little bit. Did you guys notice that when I did the fish tank stream a while ago? Anyone that might have
See,
watched?
you cut it off at the time I joined.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you're correct. Well, I did have the water coming out and up, and now I've got the water going down and the opposite directions, left and right. And it seems, from what I can see, it has calmed the fish down a little bit. So they didn't have the fish I wanted tonight. They're out of those, so I went ahead and bought these Linus Aris Tetras. I like those as well too. So
You sure what calmed them down and what the Valium pill you dropped in the water?
you weren't supposed to see that part. Yeah, I do think that's what calmed them down there. They are schooling, and nobody. The reason I did that was I noticed when I was watching it, the fish were swimming along. Here comes the water. The water's such forceful that it would flip the fish around. So by lowering it and making it go out, they're fine now until they get on the ends.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So I don't know if he's doing this now or if he's going to do it later or what. So we will see. What's somebody bring something up to chit chat about? Tech Talk's fine. That's what I named the show tonight.
I got my channel up to 41 subscribers, thank you.
Good. You're 9 away. See how quickly that happened?
Almost there, but the real way will start once you hit 50, and then it'll take a week or two.
Yes, it will.
Okay.
Right, Alex?
Right.
I feel sorry for you, Alex. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say 5 times a day until he gets it, he's going to either call or text.
I'll tell him if he calls and texts me about that, I'll tell him to call you about that.
You just lost all of the waiting room you got back to not go in there and then some. I think a week's good. I don't really remember the exact time for you, but I believe it was right at a week. And you're just going to have to, at about 3 days, check another couple days and see. First thing we got to do is get him to a solid 50, though. And by solid 50, I don't mean the minute he hits 50, expect that's going to happen.
I think a day or two.
Thank you.
What happens if you get to 50, say 53, 54, and stay there, and then after you're able to do it from your portable device, then it drops below 50? You lose that?
I honestly don't know, but I've been told you
No.
do not lose what you have. But I don't know that for sure.
Somebody would be messing around and drop it back to 49 or something. And
Right.
lose his ability.
Right.
Okay, that's good.
It was fun today doing with Doug what we did with his extra channel, because that kind of concreted what I had been thinking all along, that the person still can watch. Sam can watch this.
Yeah.
And he can chat all he wants, but only he's chatting with himself. We don't see it, or I don't see it, or you don't see it. And that's fine. I don't think you can ever.
I don't even have them on my channel. I think I pick them up.
Right, but he's still going to be able to, again, like Doug showed today, he can still watch your stream, and he can still actually chat, but it doesn't go anywhere. I don't think there's any way. Do what?
Hey, Ken?
Yes.
I sent you an email from that html.com, how to add an image,
Oh, now.
like for the flags,
Mm-hmm.
or any other kind of image you want to add.
Mm-hmm. I got it.
That'll help you out.
Yes, it will. And I think I want this
And I'm
one.
not-
You're looking at the cheat sheet there, Greg?
No, I just went to html.com.
No, but they, on that site, they've got the cheat sheet. Is that what you were looking at, or?
No, I'm just going through.
Okay, got something you can grab and try. Okay, boy, this will be fun. If you guys only knew how hard this was. Okay, so I'm going to go to my email, and I have, oh, McAfee wants me to have free service. Congratulations, receipt number 5890. My McAfee subscription may have expired. Oh, I bet it didn't, because I've never had one. Okay, so go primary, nope. YouTube social, nope. Promotions, nope. Updates. I don't have it yet, Wintermute. I will keep an eye out for it.
Did he put it back in the shared folder?
Oh, I don't know. Probably. I don't know.
He said it's maroonclock.html is the file name.
This is where I get confused. Okay, I'm in the shared file and I see Maroon Clock HTML. So what do? Double click it to open it?
Just copy it. Control C on it, Control V on your system.
After I open it, again, so I can see it, or can I do that directly from here?
You don't have to open it to copy it.
Okay, so Control C. Now what do I?
Now, go to the folder on your system where you want it and do Control V.
Hey, that's going to replace.
paste.
It's going to replace that. That's okay.
Or rename the original one to something else first if you want to keep
Sure.
it.
Yeah. Let me rename that. So I'm gonna rename this to Maroon Clock 1. Okay. Now I'm gonna go Control V. That didn't work. So I write. I can.
Was the other one highlighted? In the shared folder?
Yes. But I
Then
think
right
what I
click,
have to
copy,
do.
or
Yeah.
Then,
however you want to copy it.
Well, I can't.
hey y'all.
Oh.
Bruce to see me tonight.
Hi.
Alright,
How are y'all?
pretty good.
He says right click on the file in the shared folder and select download.
Gotcha. Doing that now. It's downloading now. Okay, then I can go to downloads. And then I can double click it. And hey! I will share this with you guys. I like
See,
that.
Google Drive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now let me remember how I did this. Lord, this is just requiring way too much of my brain power. I don't want to.
Guys, I'm gonna log the clock off because I want to get in bed.
Do that.
Well, here.
A little bit more information that we needed, but okay. Okay, so now Zoom and everybody should be seeing. Yes, we're good. So first things first, let's hide my ugly icons. Okay, now let us bring this over to here. Let us make this full screen, and there we go. That's cool. Now, Wintermute, is there any way we can look at what you did? So what Jeff was suggesting earlier, we can take a look to see how this was done?
Well, open the HTML file with Notepad.
Yeah.
Like you were working on it before.
Okay, so sure, Jeff. I'll do that.
As soon as you have 3 shots.
Open the HTML file like you were doing before. Okay. So you want me to go over here to my downloads, open this.
Open with Notepad. Or
No.
whatever editor you want.
Notepad.
Go.
Okay. Now, don't I have to put them side by side and kind of have to scroll down to see what the changes were?
Well, you didn't have any of that stuff at the top, so you know that's how he did the background color.
Right.
And
So
then the TR and the TD have to do with the tables.
that's what this is right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's saying that he wants to align the stuff in a table cell in the center of each cell.
It's quick and dirty and can be improved. It's actually really good. So now can I, and I will put this back. Now if I save this, I don't have to save as because it's already in HTML, right?
Right?
Oh, boy, this is scary. I feel like what's his name on Jurassic Park. Oh, this is gonna be good. Okay, now we'll do this. Oh, it did. Sweet beans. Look at that.
Yep.
But can't see the thing, so
You don't have enough contrast with the words there.
right. Well, that's fine. It's this one. So we're gonna put orange back. ORANG. without the D, G-E. So I can't spell. Okay, so now this is that. I understand that. And yes, you can change text colors. Okay.
Want to make them bold and probably black.
No, I'm guessing they're already black.
Well, when those of you that kind of understand what's going on see something, let me know. Do what, Jeff?
Yeah, he's using the table to put the clock faces in as well as the words, I think. Because he's got a lot of.
I made them bold. Default text colors black. Okay.
That ends a table cell, I think is what's going on.
So the text is already black and bold, or bold and black, however you want to say it.
It must be down at the bottom.
I'm taking my time.
Yeah, he's bolded them.
Yeah.
Yeah, the TR starts a new row and the TD is something across.
Wow. All of this is what makes those clocks work. So all of that right there is what makes this right here.
So you just had to have somebody, unlike the rest of us, who knew what the hell he was doing.
Or we could have spent the next week entertaining Alex and maybe figured it out. All right, great. Thank you, Wintermute. I do appreciate it.
We could have figured it out eventually, but it's a lot simpler.
We'll leave it like that. I like this. You guys chose the clock faces. We've got it in there. In fact, I like this so much. Say goodbye to my little friend. Now, the clock should have disappeared.
And if you don't want to use the time zone abbreviations, all you got to do is to put the name in where like EST is, that you could put Maryland for Greg or whatever, you know. And you.
Oh, Jeff, don't get me more confused than I already am. Okay, so I'm going to close that. I'm going to go back over here and turn off the OBS camera. I'm going to go into here. I'm going to bring this up. I'm going to turn off the camera there. And just like that, hopefully, the clocks are in the right position. Yeah, if I could just find where I've got the dumb thing. That looks good. That looks good. That looks good. Let me find. Should be this one right here. And I don't have clocks back yet. Why is that? That should have... Oh, wait a minute. We added 2 clocks. Okay. Hold on a second. Go back into this. Go back into world clocks. Get rid of world clocks. Yes, get rid of world clocks. Are you sure? No, not really. Going to add the window capture. This is going to be called World Clocks. Yeah, without the R. How the hell did I put an R in clocks? Good God. Ah, I need help. Okay. Now we're going to go find the clocks. Oh, I like it. Now we're going to reduce this down a little bit. Nope, wrong one. There's that. Oh, I do know a problem. I do see a problem, but I'll deal with that. Gosh dang it. Later. Alt. There we go. Gonna bring this one in. Damn it. I mean, darn it. And then this one's gonna go right there. And then that's gonna go right there. Now the clock should be back in somewhat where they're supposed to be. Now the test is, how does that line up with Twidget? So we'll take the last comment was made, and pretty close. I may have to move the clocks a little bit to the right, it looks like. But that's going to require maybe doing this. So let's try this.
That's pretty good. You got all of his comment in there.
Yeah, and if I move that right to right, there, boy, that's a tough adjustment to make. I think it got it all in there.
You did. Yeah. Oh, you're missing the word "the."
Iframes are the clocks. Does the
Yeah, well,
alignment? Oh, you're right. Okay. Okay. All right.
You have to figure out how to play with the table just a little bit to make it not quite as wide.
Yeah, the clocks could stand to be a little bit closer. And that would solve the problem.
Or I could move. For now, I can move that over there. Yes, if we did bring the clocks closer together, and when I say we, I mean Wintermute, then that would solve the problem. Yes. So for now, that
So
should
given
work.
what you have, you ought to be able to figure out from the HTML site and what he gave you how to make the width of the columns smaller.
Tom K says, "No, I answered your question if YouTube was running correctly. I put width at 75%, reduce it to 65 or 60. Is that at the very top in a one-time deal, or do I have to change
I
them?"
believe that's correct. It's near the beginning of the file.
Okay.
His width is in the table tag.
All right.
Yeah, you're not gonna have to shrink it by a lot. I would try the 65 first and see what that does.
So changing the 7 to a 6. Oops, not 695, dumbass.
Jesus Christ.
I know. It's just this man. Them kids ran me ragged today. I don't know what I'm doing.
Damn clocks.
It was fun, though.
Down the block.
Now, watch. Let's see how bad this screws up. I'm gonna close the one
You
that's.
gotta refresh your OBS thing, probably.
Yeah, you're gonna have to reload it or something.
I got to bring the clocks back. Bring them back. Then I got to bring this back over here. Then I've got to minimize that. Go back over to this one.
Yes, yeah. See, you have a little bit more room to play with now.
Then go into OBS and grab the clocks. Hit the old Alt button. Shrink this down here. Bring this over here. Bring this out just a tad bit. Not much. There we go. That looks good. All right. I'm trying to make sense of this comment. Ken at me live. No, I answered your question if YouTube was running correctly. Tom, help me out. I've either slept, drank, or done something since. What are you talking about, Tom? Please. I'm an old man. Ask Alex.
Sitting on the crapper.
Okay, that looks
Come
pretty.
on, Willis.
Okay, wait a minute. Did that not move? I reduced it, but it looks like I have a space on the left. I mean, on the right. God, I am backwards.
You gotta scoot it over a little bit to the right
To the right, yes.
and enlarge the boundary on the left a little tiny bit.
Go a little bit more on the left, like right there.
Well, on the left, make the orange bigger on the left. You
How's-
squeeze it in too much.
How's
There you
that? How's that look?
Right there.
Look good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. We will leave it like that.
Yeah, like that. That's good.
Good. Good. This is great. I like it. And it's on my computer, and it will have the right time even if my computer has the wrong time. Imagine that. Something I did have something wrong. Inconceivable.
You should ask Wintermute how you could make the EST, PST text a little bit larger and a little bit bolder.
He can hear, and I'm sure he'll answer that for me.
It's already bold, but you gotta change the size of the text somehow.
Somehow, yes.
There's such a thing as there's a tag. I think font size might work. It's like you do a font size plus a certain number or something.
At the top, CSS. Oh, great. Something else. Okay. At the top, CSS. I know you guys know what he's talking about because I have no clue what he's talking about.
That's a different kind of language.
Yeah, but he said at the top, CSS. So I'm at the top. I see body style equals background color orange, table width, TR. Learn CSS.
It's on that
I
same
like him.
website that Greg found.
Okay, well,
HTML and CSS on that website.
okay.
Greg found.
I could share this and have you guys have another set of eyes, but you know, for now, this is good. I'll make sure when I go to mess around with it, I save it in a different notepad so that if I screw it up, I've always got this one to come back to. If I screw it up. When I screw it up. At the top, CSS. I'm totally lost there.
Works in conjunction with HTML. Let me see if I can find it. CSS.
So if I understand this correctly, oh, this will be scary. You guys are saying I can take and change the EST to anything I want, and as long as I put it back in that same spot, it will go
Yes.
right where it's at?
Yeah, you
As
can
long
put
as you
your
don't get
name.
something
Okay.
wider than the column
Okay.
of the table.
All right, that makes sense. Okay, I'll mess with that in a little bit. Good. I wish the grinning face would show up. He says learn CSS, and he's got the smiling grinning face, but on Twidget it just shows up as grinning face. It's kind of silly. So who left a while ago? See, Gary's still here. Natasha left, didn't she? Yeah. And I need to get my camera off of there. There we go.
Oh, he gave you a line to change the EST line.
Change EST line to sure, like I know right where that's at. Okay.
Just copy all of that stuff from the left bracket to the final right bracket and paste it into the file where the EST is.
I'm looking for EST right now, and I'm not having much success finding it.
It's
Shall I?
down there at the bottom of the file.
Well, hang on. I got this pretty much down pat.
I posted a link in chat to the website that we used when I was in Java class and learning MySQL and Java classes. If you want to check that out, they also offer HTML and CSS tutorials.
Okay, so he says at the bottom.
Bottom of the file.
Bottom of the file. Okay, I'm missing something because
You are at the bottom.
I am all the way at the bottom. I can go no lower. That's all the way to the bottom.
Now we can, okay, in that line it says the EST thing, replace it with that line he gave you.
So replace.
See where it says TD align equals center,
Yes.
EST? Replace that line with what he gave you in the chat.
The whole line or just this word?
The whole line.
Okay.
Maybe inside.
He says leave the TD. So
Right, leave the TD stuff.
Alex,
Yes.
are you gonna be home for my live stream tomorrow?
No, I'm not. I'm gonna be at church, so please don't text me or call me.
okay.
He's going to his Nana's church tomorrow.
But you have to remember, Josh, you're an hour ahead of me.
True.
And I'm only going to be at my Nana's church for tomorrow morning. Not tomorrow night. Tomorrow night I'll be back at mine.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be like that. You're gonna be home for my God.
Let me know when you two are talking, and so I can do this.
No, because I'll be at church.
But my wife with a weapon.
It'll be 6 where he's at.
And I'll be at church.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I've copied probably too much, but right, I want to replace from here out.
Replace the B's and the ESTs.
After TD align equals center.
Start with the left.
Okay, so right here, I want to get rid of all this right here.
Yep.
Okay.
Just highlight it all and then paste it before.
This will be interesting.
Nope, nope, not the TD.
Yeah. Okay, did something wrong, huh? So let me Control Z that. Okay, so keep this. So all of this right.
TD thing on the end still.
Get rid of all that then. And keep the TD at the end. And leave the. He is saying leave. Gosh dang it.
No. And the left bracket and the slash before the TD, leave that as well. That says
Right.
end
So
of TD.
I want to get rid of that. Then I want to paste that.
Right.
Now I want to save.
And copy what he said, starting with the left bracket div.
Right, if this works, I just change all of these. I think. Maybe. Let's go see what this does.
No.
No?
Get rid of the words EST line 2 up there. Up.
Yeah, here?
You got extra words in there.
I do?
Right after, yeah, that EST line 2 are words that don't need to be in there.
Get rid of this then. Okay.
Yeah, EST
Now
space,
take that
line space 2 space.
Okay.
Get rid of that.
Yeah, I got rid of it. I think.
That, okay, I had to show, yeah, right there.
Okay, so now I'm going to file, save.
Yep.
Go into here. Go into here. This is it right here. Oh my goodness. I like the size of that. That is readable.
Damn, you got a big delay.
Yeah, there's a... Well, Zoom, you guys should be seeing this on Zoom. Are you not seeing this on Zoom?
I'm looking at it on YouTube. Oh, okay. Can't see it well enough on Zoom in that one.
No, I like that. I like that size.
Yeah, when I pin yours in Zoom, then everything looks fuzzy. It's clearer on YouTube.
Well, we struggled through this point. Let's struggle a little bit more. So now I want to bring this in here. And...
So just do the same thing with all the others, except you replace, instead of EST, you replace the CST, you know, and all of that.
Yeah. And you really think I remember? So I want to get rid of this to that.
No. Start with the left bracket before the B, the less than sign. Whoa, right there. And then you got to get rid of that EST line. You got to change the EST to CST. And go up and get rid of the other stuff that you got rid of before. Those extra words before the bracket div. Yep. And do the same thing with all the other time zones.
Mm-hmm. Which would be here.
Yep.
To there.
Yep.
There. To there. change this to M, and then get rid of all this other nonsense I keep putting in there.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see if I can remember that. Here to here. That. Change this to a P. Get rid of all this other nonsense that I got. Get rid of that. Here to here. There. Oh, was that called BST, I hope?
Yes.
Thank you. And then get rid of this. And then lastly but not leastly, I got to get rid of COT. This one to there. There. Change this to COT. Get rid of the nonsense that I put in there. Then I'll save it. I'll go open it. Oh, lovely. Very, very, very nice.
Yep.
Now we get to do the OBS thing all over again. Go into
You can
OBS.
change the orange if you don't like it. You just have to have something that contrasts well with black text.
Yeah, I kind of like that orange though, believe it or not. So now I got to go into here. But you guys won't be able to see this now. Wow. Check that out.
Yep.
That's almost, yeah, it looks really good, I think. What do you guys think? Let me look over here on this. Oh, yeah, I like that. But now Zoom's not showing up for some reason. That's crazy. Oh, I know why Zoom's not showing up. Because I'm crazy. I got to stop the virtual camera. Go back to my scene. Scene is good. Then I got to go into Zoom itself. And, okay, why is Zoom over there? Oh, because minimized. Then I go into here. Go to there. Okay, I see a little thing I got to adjust on the Twidget, but I'll worry about that later. That looks good. That looks real good, actually. You guys picked the clock. We got the bigger, bold font. Stands out. Fantastic.
It all looks good except that stupid red clock in Pacific.
That one in the one for Doug's time zone. Yeah, we got to talk to Doug about that. I don't know what he was thinking.
I don't know who the hell picked that one.
Can make it bigger, 25 pixels.
Make it 30 or 35.
Do what, Josh?
I said I'm going to bed. I'll see you all tomorrow.
All right, good night.
All right, good night, Josh.
Can make it bigger, 25 pixels now. Pixels equal px. If you shift and reload the browser after saving in the text editor, it'll show. Okay. I didn't have to readjust OBS this time. It actually, since we didn't really change much as far as that goes, that was luck on my part. But good. Good.
Winter Mute's a good man.
Yeah, need to get him a camera so he can join us. Yeah, that was good. Now, the other day, BH Ringer and Alex and I did something similar. Not anything near like this, but we were playing around too, and it ended up being pretty good too. So now I have to go in and get rid of everything prior to this, so I don't screw things up. Because I will screw things up.
If you want to change the clock,
Huh?
change the clock, you just go back to the thing where you pick the clock and just replace the iframe part for that one clock. Leave
Okay,
the
sure.
File alone.
Right. Gotcha. No, I don't. You're right. But it sounds good to say, I got you. That's That's next week. That's about Wednesday. Wait a minute. What's her schedule next week? Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, it's about Wednesday. So, well, that was truly fun. I enjoyed that, and I'm glad he did that quick and dirty, like you said. That's pretty doggone good, I thought, because we'd still be changing one thing. Awesome. Thank you, Wintermute. Thank you very much.
Now, whatever happened to the guy with the X299 board? What was the deal with him?
He thinks it's the CPU, and he's gonna save his money and buy a new CPU.
How did you determine that?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised that he can come to that kind of determination without another CPU to try.
That's yet another board to try that CPU, and the other board didn't work.
Well,
Yeah,
that
the
too.
other way.
The problem you run into is the X series stuff it's always been problematic. Number one, always been X299, X399. They've always been problems. I gotta believe there's a certain reason why he's using that particular architecture, but whatever.
Okay, so that fits pretty good. I just sent a message. Hopefully get a response here fairly quick.
I mean, if his answer is that his RAM lights up when he hits the power button, that doesn't necessarily mean anything. All that means is there's power going to the motherboard. It still doesn't mean the motherboard is good. I mean, this is assuming he's using RGB RAM in the thing or something like that. Or if he's trying to do, I looked at the manual, there's also, you can do a flash BIOS, I think without, I don't remember if it was without, I have to take a look again. If it was without the CPU being in or not. I mean, you just had to power it on. I mean, if he's getting some indication that BIOS activity is going on when he tries to flash the BIOS, well, okay, maybe the board is okay. There's no real way to know that.
Now, will that board can be either be Intel or whatever's the other one?
AMD, and the X299 is Intel.
Okay.
I forget what the designation is for AMD. There is an X series, I believe, but I can't remember.
Okay.
But those platforms, they had, I think there was an X99, then there was an X299, I think there's an X399. Those have always been troublesome, from what I'm led to believe.
I'm about to just give up. I can't type. I can't spell.
Then just hit the X.
Yeah, really. X, 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 X. You try to figure out what I'm saying. I don't think he's in the chat room, so he's not hearing this. And I did send a message, and he hasn't responded yet. Still early. Should still be up. The next project that I want to discuss, and I think we'll do this off the stream, maybe, I'm not sure yet, is my graphics card, because I do need to get a graphics card. June 7th is coming up here pretty quick, and that's going to be my birthday present to myself, and I want to get something that's going to work and kind of carry me into the future a little bit.
Then you're buying a 30 series card. You're buying a 30 series card or a 6000 series if it's AMD. Take your pick.
Got an Intel CPU.
That doesn't mean crap.
You can put an AMD board in there.
You can put an AMD card
Or
in an
card,
Intel
rather.
system.
Yeah.
Yes, it doesn't matter.
Huh.
It's never really mattered. It's just
They're
a
all-
question. It's a question of which features that AMD has versus which feature that NVIDIA has that are more important to you. That's all.
So
That's all it really
is
matters.
NVIDIA AMD or Intel?
No, NVIDIA is NVIDIA. Period.
Okay. Just wondered.
They
No,
both fit in a PCIe slot.
Right. They don't care what processor it is.
Hmm.
Neither do the 6000 series from AMD. Their cards. They don't really care. I mean, if you ask AMD, they'll tell you, yeah, you want to pair it with an AMD CPU, but you don't actually have to.
Well, I just wrote graphics. GRO.
Oh, it's way the hell away from the
Hey, I'm telling you, it's early onset Alzheimer's disease. I'm telling you that right now. One of these days, you guys are going to go, he was right. Okay, I'm getting an answer now. And I took my medicine earlier. Maybe I'm having a side effect of that. Hope not. My phone just spoke to me, and I kid you not, I don't have... What the... I heard you typing. Wow. They can hear me typing on the YouTube stream? Okay, wait.
Anything's possible. Yeah.
This is scary. Okay, so the question has been arose, and I know I'll have to have them re-ask this because I'll screw it up. How did you determine that the CPU is bad?
Okay, so far I'm not hearing anything that's an issue. Well, I'm more interested.
I'm asking him if he's in chat. Almost
I-
has to be if you heard me typing. Sorry.
Whatever. I'm curious to know how we determine that. That's my thing. Because I can take a motherboard, put some RAM in it, not have a CPU in it, wire up everything that needs to be wired up, push the power button, and if it's RGB RAM, the RAM will light up. Not going to do anything. Doesn't mean anything. Yeah.
Okay, so he is in chat. And go ahead, Jim. Ask your question.
No, it's a simple question. How did he determine that the CPU is bad versus the motherboard possibly being bad?
Okay.
How did he make that determination?
Okay.
Without a spare of either one.
I have a question.
Okay.
My stepbrother was over here today. He was telling me that he's looking at using a website to build a computer, so they build a computer for him, and he was looking at it being like around $4,200.
Jesus Christ! What the hell is he? What the hell did he spec?
What the
I
hell?
don't know. That's my question. Is it that much just for the parts, or is it that much because he's having them build it for him?
Well, it's a package deal. They're probably charging him something to build it, even if it's only $100, which would be dirt cheap, quite frankly.
But I forget what the website is that he said it was.
Well, there's
Something-
several.
It's something with something gaming.
Well,
Something gaming. CLX gaming or what? I think that's what it was.
I'll do a quick Google search on that, but that doesn't mean anything.
For that price, it better be a hell of a computer.
CLX Gaming, pre-built. Okay, so CLX Gaming. Okay, I got a website. Hello, have a nice day. Let's see what they're doing. What the hell? I want to know what he spec'd for $4,200. I want to know, did he just have them make up something based on questions that were asked, or did he say, I want this, I want this, I want that?
Wintermute says he's getting scalped on a GPU.
Well, that doesn't surprise me.
Get taken on all of it.
Okay, yes, just black does not show nothing, just hang or hag. So I'm guessing the screen is just black. Wish there was some way I could tie him in to Zoom with my phone somehow. But there's not. That I could think of.
Well, from what I'm looking at from the landing page on the website, the basic web, it looks like they start at 749 and then go up. But you have to customize it, and then you got to figure out from there what exactly did he spec that he wound up spending $4,200.
Has he already bought it, Alex?
No.
Okay.
He has not.
Just a quote then, right?
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, the problem is that
That's way too high.
well, we've got no information on what it is he told them that he wanted to do. Okay, so the first questions you have to ask him is
What did you tell
did
me?
he spec it out himself, or did he just say, I want to play these games, and then they came up with the answer? I mean, because it sounds more like he told them certain things he wanted to do, and they just pulled the rest of it out of their ass. So there's a lot of questions to ask here. Number
Sounds
one,
like they did something, put very high-end GPU.
yeah, which he may or may not need.
Okay, I have an answer. When he turns it on, it's just a black screen, nothing at all.
Well, then that's no determination. You can't tell whether it's the CPU or the motherboard. You can't tell that.
Okay.
That's impossible.
Recommendations on what he should do to figure out what's going on.
Okay, well, my first recommendation probably would be he wants to look at the manual, and I've got the manual in front of me, but it's a little vague about doing the BIOS update. Give me a second. Let me look at this a second.
This is a tech night. Love it.
Last flashback update without entering existing event. I'm reading it, so just give me a minute.
I have to go figure out how long we've been streaming, which we're going to continue to stream. I'm not cutting it short tonight. This is great.
Okay, the first thing he needs to do is he needs to download a BIOS file for that motherboard, put it on a USB stick. That's the first thing he has to do.
Okay.
The next thing he has to do is in the chapter 2.2 in his manual, it shows him how to do the BIOS flashback. And basically what that means is that there should be some indication that once he goes through this procedure, that the flashback LED starts blinking. If he doesn't get anything, and then it doesn't say whether or not the CPU has to be in the board or not. But he needs to look at section 2.2 in the manual. Page number is 2-12. He needs to follow that procedure and see if he gets any indication that the motherboard recognizes what he's trying to do. That's the first thing that I would attempt to do. Because if the motherboard doesn't respond to him doing the BIOS flashback button on the back, then it could be the motherboard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Motherboard was a Prime X. I don't know if it's a Prime X299A. I do know that. I'm not sure about the IIRC or the 2RC. And I just looked at what the CPU was, and he said it was an X7800.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've got the page for that. That's it's a Core 2 Extreme processor. It was discontinued. It's 2000. The launch date on the processor was 2007, so it's very old.
Mm-hmm.
It's very freaking old.
So 12 years.
Yeah, it's very old.
2007, yeah, closer to what?
2007 was
15
the launch
years?
date for the processor. So let's assume for the sake of argument that they had it out for 2, maybe 3 years tops. So, yeah, 12-year-old processor. Twelve-year-old processor on a board that's probably from roughly the same era. Yeah.
see Robert's joined us in the Zoom session. He's already asleep. Look, he just joined us and already he's out in La La Land.
I've been watching YouTube.
Been watching us?
Yep.
Okay.
Been pretty impressive, has it not?
Yeah, that's the reason I just stayed to myself. Didn't interrupt. Y'all was working.
And you don't know HTML coding? God.
All you gotta do is get a hold of Wintermute. He'll help you out. He knows that pretty good.
Of course, my other question, quite frankly, Ken, and this is just me being me, why is he trying to revive a platform that's 12 years old?
That I have no idea. I honestly could not tell you. I feel very honored that he reached out to me for help, honestly.
Yeah, I understand. I understand.
I think he knew I was going to reach out to everybody else, though.
Pass the buck.
If
It's a
it,
core
if it was a
two.
golfing question, I might handle that on my own. But this, no.
A Core 2 CPU?
Yeah, yeah.
That's pretty old.
Yes, it's from the
Yeah.
launch date is from 2000.
Maybe it's like Chris Garrett. Chris likes to buy old stuff that may or may not work and see if he can make it functional. And it's not Chris, by the way.
No, okay, yeah, I get that. I've done the same thing from time to time, but I usually not on something that's this old.
You know.
There comes a point where it's just like, and unless he's got a specific.
Wintermute says X78 is not on CPU support list for the Prime X299A.
Well, that's interesting because let's see. Let me look at
7800.
Let me take a look here.
I think I got that right. Let me make sure.
Well, no, it's in the chat that way.
Well, I may have
CPU
written it wrong. Let me.
support, let's see. Hang on.
I'll re-ask.
Yeah, that's an Intel Core 2 Extreme processor.
Right. Well, the Core i7 7800X, which I'm assuming is the same bloody thing, it's on the list supposedly on the CPU support. So you got me as to what somebody else is talking to me.
He said, or I missed it.
I mean, it's one thing if he's just doing this on a lark because he can and he's got, he wants to play. That's one thing altogether.
X78 is not i7-7800. Oh, I have no clue.
Okay.
I mean, that's what he's asking.
No, it's a Core 2, which is a much earlier line of processors.
Right. Just trying to find, hang on a second. Yeah, an X7800 Core 2 Extreme. Let me just, hold on a second here.
Core 2 predates i3, i5, i7.
Right.
He says it's an X78 i7.
What?
Just a messenger. I can only read what's on the teleprompter or the phone. Like the song says, I don't have to look good. I don't have to be clear. I must be the only one who knows that song. No Don Henley fans in here? Don.
Yeah, it has to be an yes. If I type
Who?
If I type into Google what he said, i7X7800, no results come up other than.
He's got it backwards. He says X7800 and then i7. I don't know that makes a difference or not.
No, I don't think it should.
X7800, if you just type that, you get a Core 2.
Right. If you punch in i7 7800X, then you get something different.
Can you not take a picture and send it to you?
Well, what a brilliant idea. I didn't think about that. Can you not take a picture?
The CPU.
i7, okay, we have a correction. i7 7800X.
Okay, now we're on the same page. Everybody on the same page. Okay.
There is an i7 7800X.
Typo.
Okay. That's
LOL.
fine. That's fine.
Okay, we're good.
7800X. Yes.
So he
7800X.
should do what you said about the BIOS thing then, right?
I would try to do a BIOS flash on the board to see if the board responds at all. It should, if I'm reading this correctly, and maybe I'm not, I don't know. But if I'm reading this correctly, you should be able to flash the BIOS, where the board should respond to a request to flash the BIOS, whether or not the CPU is there or not. I believe that's the way it should work, but I can't be absolutely sure of that.
So he doesn't have to have the CPU in and he can flash the BIOS, you're saying?
That's what I'm trying to determine.
Okay.
It's not clear in the manual as to whether or not you need to have that in there or not. I mean, I'm just looking at it and it doesn't say.
He says he can flash the BIOS, so I went out on a limb here and said, did you? LOL. Sorry.
It is a supported CPU.
Yeah, it's supported on the board. That's no longer the issue. Yeah, it just doesn't really specify whether or not the CPU has to be in the socket or not.
He's going to try to flash the BIOS.
Okay.
Now we're going to have crickets.
Okay. Well, that's fine.
Okay.
Because
Good. Yeah, I agree.
If he can actually get the board to respond to that, then I would say, okay, maybe the motherboard is okay, and maybe the CPU is the
So
issue.
do you want him to try to flash the BIOS without the CPU in?
Well, whether it's in the socket or not.
Doesn't
I would
make
just
any
try to
difference.
flash it.
Okay. Okay, got it. So best case scenario, he flashes it and the doggone thing works, right?
That's the best case, yes.
Okay, good.
He could also be, it's entirely possible he had a corrupted BIOS. That's not beyond the realm of possibility.
Okay, not to show my ignorance, but I'm going to show my ignorance. If he has a corrupted BIOS by flashing the BIOS, will that fix that problem?
It should.
Okay.
This board have two BIOSes, have a backup BIOS.
There may be one, but the deal would be, if you can get the system up, then you can worry about flashing the backup BIOS later.
Okay, I'm going to have to make another adjustment on OBS because this cut off part of Matthew's comment. So while he is doing that, I will go make a slight adjustment here. And I think I just have to move the Twidget box maybe one more time to there. See how that looks. Oh, it's still cut off. It's actually cut off in Twidget itself. Is that because the zoom box is in the way?
No.
No. Is that because the clock box is in?
The zoom box.
Yeah, I see that, but I'm in OBS and it says SB6HL. So it's cut off there as well.
Yeah, it's the Twidget box that's cutting it off, not your clocks.
Right. Well, okay, hold on. Okay, hold the fort. Always hold the fort. Oh, looky right there. Now I got the W back. Don't worry, Rick. We'll have you sleep 15 minutes. No, don't. You'll be there. Probably sleep like a baby, too.
Yeah,
So I learned a new language tonight.
I gotta get up at 5:30 tomorrow morning.
Oh, my goodness. What's going on at 5:30? Baseball?
I gotta pick up my grandson at 6:30 for an 8 o'clock game.
Ooh.
He's got to be there at 7. It's a half hour from his place to the field.
Man, it's early.
Yep. But it's not quite 10 o'clock here yet, so.
You are looking at. I show 10 o'clock straight up and down myself, but
Well, just now.
my clocks could be wrong.
No, it just turned.
So I learned a language tonight from one of my twin granddaughters. Anybody know what this is? That's a crab. Grandpa, the crab is going to get you. The crab is going to get you. The other board was an RMA.
Ask her what this is.
Okay, the claw?
No, it's the top of this.
Oh.
That's what I did. My granddaughter just looked at me funny. How old are they?
The twins are 3 and the grandson is 2.
They might appreciate that. Yet at 3, my 5-year-old granddaughter just looked at me like I was dumb. She might have been right.
And the last time I had to do anything like this, my nephew brought me a system that he built that he could not get it to post at all. And he kept trying to do the BIOS flashback on it, but he left out a very important step. And the step is that you turn the power supply on and you don't do anything else. You stick the USB drive, the USB thumb drive in the port that's specifically for the BIOS, and then you hold down the flashback button. He was trying to do it with the system powered on completely. Once I got that taken care of, it came up.
So you put it in and then you power it on.
You put the USB flash drive in the specific port on the back that says BIOS, turn the power supply on. Do not push the power button on the case. Hold down the flashback button, it should start doing things, and then hopefully at some point it'll
So flip the power switch
on the power supply.
on the power supply and then push the button. Or you wait.
The flashback button. Well, you probably want to wait.
Okay, but
Once the power's on with the USB stick in the back, you probably want to give it, I don't know, 10-15 seconds to recognize it, then hit the BIOS flashback button. But the deal is that you don't hit the power button on the case to actually make the system light up.
So Jeff Wintermute said the same thing I did. He said the claw.
The claw?
When he showed what is this, he said, what is this? Opposite of this.
Oh, okay.
That's cute. I like that.
Yeah, well.
I learned how to play soccer tonight too.
Yeah. Like I said, my 5-year-old granddaughter just looked at me like I was nuts, so. He was probably right.
It was kind of funny. I'd kick the soccer ball to her. She literally would turn around and kick it in the opposite direction. She says, "Grandpa, go over there." Well, that's where the ball was at, so I had to go get it. And I did. Kick it to her, she'd turn around, kick it back the other way. "Grandpa, go over there." So I didn't mind. It was fun. When we first got there, both the girls said, "Grandpa, try to catch us." I'm like, "Sure." And they ran and ran and ran, and I walked and walked and walked. I never did catch them. So it was a good afternoon. Let me go check on Mrs. K. He's still flashing the BIOS. I will be right back and let you guys know what I find out.
Had a thing flash on my Zoom screen that said your internet connection is unstable. It was right across your rectangle. I don't know if it's you or me. Probably me.
I've had that once or twice.
See what my speed test says.
I had that once or twice myself, but the thing is, most of the time it just comes up for one time. you know.
It just flashed on and off.
And I don't ever
Well, my
notice
download
anything.
speed went up to 200, which is better than it has been.
I wish my download speed would go up to 200.
My upload was over 500. I've had upload as high as 800 the last week or so.
It's just crazy. It's crazy that y'all are complaining. Y'all are complaining when.
Well, it's supposed to be pretty equal up and down on this connection I'm paying for. I'm getting everything I need, but it's just it isn't close to what they advertise. They advertise 700 up and down, and they agree with me that I should be seeing 500 each way.
Well,
Now, fortunately for me, mine is pretty consistent. It doesn't really change. It's 100 both ways.
You know, well, it's just a matter of trying to get what I'm paying for. I mean, to be fair, they aren't charging me much. But they haven't come out and put the new radio on my roof yet
was
either.
it just me? Because the one time I was connected to Josh's computer while it was still at your house, Jim, I could have swore I seen 400.
I don't see how that's possible, but then again, I'm not there.
If I get so little internet compared to y'all that if I don't get if I'm not getting what we're supposed to be getting, that if we're not getting what we're supposed to be getting, I'm on the phone as soon as I can be to them. Like,
well, they must love you.
Very rare I ever have to call my ISP.
Well, ever
the
since
internet breaks in the middle of the night, they now have at least one or two techs that stay up, from midnight till about 7 a.m. So if something does go screwy, at least we have a tech out there that will at least get a system up and running if it just decides to crap out, which we used to have to wait till 7 o'clock the next morning if we didn't have internet. There's no one around to reboot the system.
Well, my internet has suffered issue one time since COVID, and that since the whole COVID mess started, one time it had an issue, and that was because some animal chewed through the wire. And the tech came out one day, fixed it while I was at college, and haven't had an issue since then. Didn't even have to come in the house to fix it.
House probably got shocked and died.
Oh, shocking that would be.
But if there's one good thing COVID ever did, it's at least for me, it increased my internet.
Did it increase the speed or just increase the data that you can get?
No, the data has always been unlimited. They increased the speed. Before COVID, I only got 25 down, 1.5 up. So going to 50 down, between 50 and 60 down to 10, and especially 10 up.
Well, they just adjusted the speed on their end. You could have had that all along.
More than likely.
Going from 1.5 up to 10 up is a big increase.
Yep.
All
I
right.
used to have about 2 up when I was in South Carolina.
Yeah, Alex, when you get a chance, you need to ask him what what did he spec for the machine that it cost $4,200? I really, really want to know what he spec, because I got a funny feeling they're taking him to the cleaners.
I believe so.
What he wasn't able to tell me, he just told me he got the.
Well, I think this asked you $4,200 too much. The answer is yes.
Yeah. Does sound like
yeah,
that.
you're absolutely right, Jeff. The question is $4,200 too much?
You should be able to buy a very good gaming machine for between $1,500 and $2,000, depending on how much the GPU costs.
Here, let me give you guys. Hang on a second.
Hey, Alex, while he's looking it up.
Now this isn't exactly what I paid, because I paid more for the CPU when it first came out. But let me put this in chat. Hang on. This is the spec for. This is essentially the spec for my system. It may not be 100% accurate at the moment, but look in the Zoom chat to see what mine looks like. And I game on this system now. I don't get the top, FPS on it, but I can play games on it without any problem. You can see what it costs me, or what the current value of it is, I should say.
And the GPU is one of the more expensive parts, obviously.
Obviously.
Yes,
Of course.
Hey, Alex.
But in this new build I've got, everything all put together, 64 gig of memory, 1 terabyte NVMe drive, and including new keyboard, new monitor, camera, all the new mouse, little accessories. I maybe have got $1,600 in this. Now, I haven't bought a GPU yet, but that's including stuff that's not like in the price just for the system itself.
Why don't you build it for him, or you and your mom build it for him, or you and your stepbrother build it together?
Yeah, I had that thought. I don't know. I would like to, but.
I mean, you clearly know what you're doing, right?
Sometimes the issue is harder to build for family than it is for somebody else.
True.
Sometimes too.
True.
And that's nothing to say against your stepbrother in particular or anything.
I may have misunderstood him. May not be $4,200, but I could explore. I didn't say.
Well, if it's $2,200, I would consider that to probably be in the realm of reality.
There, I'm going to push the outro button, and it's going to come up. I'd like to thank everyone that joined us in the stream this evening in chat. Wintermute especially, I want to express my gratitude humbly and immensely to you. Matthew Camp was there. Tony Wallow was there. Josh Kinder was there. Tom K was with us. I think he is still with us. Jason showed up. He's probably no longer with us. Yeah, he didn't ask about his wrench tonight, did he? He must be feeling sick. I don't see anyone else that I missed, so it's kicked over to Greg's Dancing Girls. We'll give that a minute to go.
Why didn't you give me the, what did it say on your parts list, Jim, that it says incompatible?